basic.
Welcome to Solely for Laughs. I'm your favorite host, JD.
I am your second host,
And
JoJo.
Your last host, Mima.
We're never gonna get this right.
We're never gonna get this right. All right, so let's get right to it. I have a hill I'm willing to die on, and I want to know your opinion on this. The one who asked the other one on a date should pay.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree to a certain point.
What are your
All right, so let's say you both agree to go on the date together. Like you're both like, you know what, we should do a date night. Yeah, we should do a date night. You're both planning it together.
Who brought it up? So like, if you bring up, oh, we should go watch The Lion King in Broadway.
I'm paying for it.
Yeah, you're paying for it.
Do you know how expensive Broadway is?
Why the fuck would you want to go on that date then?
Especially The Lion King.
So then why do you want to go on that? It's not that bad. I've been there. It's not that bad.
No, the tickets are like over $200.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
If you want to sit up front and fucking rub Mufasa's
no, if you want
balls.
decent,
I feel like
if you want decent seats, they're expensive.
Yes, if you want to sit up front, they're probably expensive.
No, not even up
I
front.
also feel like it's almost like
I don't want to
if
sit
it's
nosebleed.
something that both parties know is kind of expensive. I feel like y'all should maybe have a conversation about it.
Thank you. Thank you for putting that out there. If it's an expensive night,
Yeah.
I feel like somebody should chip in and pay.
I mean, somebody's gonna have to pay. or the shit's just not gonna get done. We're just not going anywhere then.
No, like I'll fucking pay for it. Like I don't know. Like I'll leave the tip or whatever. Like I don't know.
So when I was dating around, I obviously, as the man, and you're the one dating, you're gonna pay. You're just gonna end up paying for everything regardless. There were times where the woman offered to put the tip in, which I appreciated, but
Pause.
like, huh? Yo, actually, you know what's crazy? You actually do have to pause that right in 2025.
I'm not judging.
You have to pause.
No,
the
no one's
woman
judging.
tried to put the tip in. That's
judging.
crazy.
I think you're liberated if you're into that. That's a good thing.
That's
Juan.
crazy.
Listen,
That's a good
the
thing for
man's
you.
G-spot is placed in there. Like, there's no denying
That's
that.
a good thing for you and Jasmine. You know what? I'm so happy you guys are
Nigga,
so
what
like
the fuck?
2025 is a good thing.
Open to be
Anyway.
yourself.
Open. My best friend is so like new age.
I'm 1998. Anyway, the
So you on the low.
what?
You on the low.
No. We're gonna get canceled. You could try, but no. But they would offer to put the tip in. Pause, I guess. And actually, you know what? It's the way I'm saying it. They
put
offer to leave a tip,
Okay.
right? Or leave the tip.
I'll leave
Yeah,
the,
I
I'll
don't
leave
even
the
want to
tip.
say it.
Yeah.
I'll leave the tip.
They offer to leave gratuity
There you go.
because obviously you can't say tip anymore.
Because me and Mima
Because
are-
you and Mima are
are
fucking
teenage.
weirdos. And obviously I would never let them put the tip on the bill, the
Yeah.
gratuity,
Yeah.
because I don't know, I felt like, first of all, society and its gender roles and everything else, I was like, okay, I'm the man in the relationship, or I'm the one trying to court this woman, I should be the one paying for everything.
Well, go ahead.
But I do understand the men that go on dates and want to Dutch, because after a while, my date category just started decreasing more and more.
You weren't
Like,
taking bitches out to sushi
hell
anymore.
nah, I wasn't going to steakhouse. Hell nah. I took Jasmine to a cafe because I was like, yo, I'm not spending $200, $300 on a date for nothing. And I'm not talking about sex, because I'm not taking you out on a date expecting like, oh, I'm gonna pay X amount of money, I'm expecting pussy. Like, that's not what it is.
Yeah.
But $200-$300 and then you don't even go nowhere is crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's the last time you see the person. I got
definitely
tired of that
think,
shit.
if you're continuing to date the same person, then she should also start to pick up certain things.
I agree with that. If it's multiple
the
dates,
first few dates when the courting phase, I feel like it's appropriate for the man to pay the first 3-4 times.
After you guys are official, there should be like, hey, babe, you had dinner last time we went.
Yeah.
I'll have dinner. Like I'll pay this week.
And I've always been
That's how I
super
am.
mindful of even going on like extravagant dates with men.
Mm-hmm.
One, because they do be expecting shit after, and secondly,
Which is crazy.
I would hate to have to sit through a whole dinner and I'm like, I can't wait to get the fuck out of here. So for me, my go-to is always like, you gotta grabbing coffee, going for a walk, the Baja Panty
the
spot.
Bahamas.
Baja Panty
La
spot, the
playita.
waterfront. So
Mima spot was not like how many panties did you lower over there? Men
Hers.
panties. How many?
maybe like 4.
Oh damn.
Well,
That's a spot everyone used to
well,
go
they
to.
dropped the panties, but I didn't do anything with the panties. Like,
They kept them.
yeah.
They put them in their pocket. No, I agree with that. Like, your wife or spouse should be able to take you out from time to time. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
it's just
it's
like
nice for men to be courted too. I will say this though. However, when you look at nature, it's more so the male in most species that do all the extravagant things to capture
The
the
attention,
female.
yeah.
Like there's a spider that has like this fucking peacock thing, and the spider does this dance, and then the peacock, and then peacocks the colors. The birds do different dances. Like it's always the male that does
Yeah. And
and
something.
then the woman ends
crazy.
up killing them after they have sex.
That's
Some of
that's
them,
a black
yeah.
widow
Oh, okay.
and a praying mantis.
Okay.
I just pictured that
But that's not
spider
all of them.
saying, how I'm a clown.
Oh man, Gio's girlfriend actually bought him flowers for his birthday.
Aww.
And she bought him a whole box, right? And out of everything in the whole box, when I saw the flowers, that's what made me the most happy for him. Because I told her, I was like, thank you, because men don't get flowers. Like, they
Yeah.
really don't. Like, we get flowers when we die. She bought him flowers for his birthday, aside from, like, that nice little gift basket that she got him. But I thought that was really nice.
I wonder
super
why we
cute.
don't give men flowers.
It's
I
because it's
buy my man
like a
flowers.
society.
I buy one flower though because they don't really care about the flowers; they care about the thought. So
Yeah.
I always will buy my man the one single rose.
But do women
He gonna let that shit die.
But do
anyway.
women actually care about the amount of flowers, or they just care about the gesture? Because
It's a gesture.
it's a gesture, I think. Because
It's the
Jasmine
gesture,
loves flowers.
but
I've
I
gotten.
want a bouquet. Like I want to sit it on my counter. I want it to look pretty.
I don't even mind with flag. I'm not picky with flag. Like my favorite flower is the lily, but sometimes I'll go to Wegmans and I'll buy flowers
That just look pretty.
aren't lilies.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that are just.
I've gotten
like
Jasmine
daisies.
flowers since we've met. Every month, I get her flowers, and in the beginning, I was
In the
going.
beginning.
No, in the beginning. In the beginning, I was going to like flowers.com and like all these
You
other
got
places.
money.
No, hold on,
Damn.
listen. But then you realize like, okay, it's just a gesture, really. The flowers is just a matter of
So you started going to ShopRite.
no Wegmans,
Yeah,
ShopRite,
ShopRite.
the flower shop right here on the main
I
street.
feel like florists are expensive as
Oh
fuck.
my God,
if
they're
you go
expensive.
to like a standalone florist shop, you're gonna pay $100.
No, it's not
You
that
are.
bad. It's actually not that bad.
No, not the one by me. That one's
The one
expensive.
by the one
On,
in Ford's,
yeah,
on Brunswick Avenue?
yeah.
No, that one's not bad.
Yeah, it is. I went there to go buy one rose for Mia because she was doing
$25.
Beauty and the Beast. She was.
How much was it?
the one rose? It was like I don't
Because
know.
I paid $45 for the last
It was like
bouquet that I got
12 something.
Jasmine.
It was too
of like
much money.
a mixture of flowers.
This was years ago.
I bought my
Like an
mother-in-law a bouquet for Mother's Day last year. It was $100
From where?
from this florist in New Brunswick.
Okay.
Hmm.
But now, was it like around Mother's Day? Because that's the thing. They probably spiked the prices up,
It
to
was
be honest
on
with you.
Mother's Day exactly because I'm very last minute with everything.
That's
so,
ADHD, baby.
Right.
So we all agree to a certain extent, obviously, that the person who comes up with the date should pay for the date.
Yeah,
right?
unless
For the
it's
most
Broadway.
part.
If it's Broadway, no, you know what? But I gifted, but it was a gift. I gifted him a Broadway show, so I paid for all of it.
But that's different. That's,
But
yeah.
you know what he does? Like if I pay for the event, like I know something that he wants to do, he'll pay for the dinner that we go to.
Yeah, that's
because
fair.
usually we do dinner before the show or whatever.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I just want to clarify also that whoever plans the date should be within your budget. Like if the other person, for example, makes more money, you should not be trying to match their level of date. You
Yeah.
should be planning a cute date within your budget.
But the
Honestly, take me to go. Like if you do a picnic,
Listen.
like in the springtime.
I was gonna say, but your
Movie
spouse,
ticket-
You know what I mean?
Tickets are
Like you make me a
$20.
sandwich. I'm what?
you make me a sandwich. Fuck that.
Like if you literally put a basket together with sandwiches, it does like a bag together with sandwiches
And some grapes.
like some grapes
And some wine.
It's still a
and
date.
some wine.
Right, exactly.
That it all of that.
I think the important part
It's
about
like
that
$60.
is quality time. At
It
the
is.
end of the day, like it's quality
But
time.
also effort really goes a long way, and
effort does go along.
you know, if it's super half-assed, I'm gonna be like when I know that the person could have done more. It's
like
also
they didn't put cheese on the
don't
sandwich.
insult me, dog. Where the fuck is my mayo?
They didn't have
Dry
any.
ass
They have a shortage. They have a shortage in mayo.
No, but yeah, I think it's mainly about the effort for whatever it is that you do for someone.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking on dates, whichever one of you guys want to go first, what's one of your worst date stories? Like what is one of the worst dates you've ever been on?
Honestly, I didn't really go. I haven't really been on a bunch of dates with guys that I didn't like, wasn't into.
I figured this was gonna be a hard one for you because you've been in a relationship the longest.
Yeah.
So like,
And
for
then
you,
before that, I was
before
in
that,
another
like,
relationship the
that
longest.
gap wasn't that big.
But I will say I did like meet up with guys and went out to eat.
Oh,
there was
yeah?
there was this one. Oh yeah. There was this one guy, and when we left, we wound
Sound
up
like a
being
transformer.
shut up. We wound up being at the same light. He was trying to be cute. He got out of his car.
Oh wow,
And
Nigga, that ain't cute.
He went out.
it's
he went,
cute. It's just dangerous.
No, we were leaving the mall. So we were.
Oh, I thought you was like at a regular intersection.
Well, we were at the mall, but like at the light of the mall to leave the mall.
Okay.
So it was a time where it wasn't busy. So he got out, and then he went to like my driver's side,
Mm-hmm.
and I put my window down, and he like gave me a kiss, and his breath stunk.
Yo, that
and
nigga
then
farted when
he
you
had-
opened the window
Then
down.
he had licked his lips like a lot.
Oh,
so I had his
my
saliva on my
God.
lips.
Oh,
I don't even want to think about it.
You had
yo,
that.
that's disgusting.
You had
Yeah.
that morning breath smell.
Yeah, it
all
was
over your
gross.
mustache.
It was gross. After that, I cut him off.
And that shit stays on your upper lip.
Yeah,
You
it
gotta
was on
drive
my upper lip.
home.
I was-
You gotta
I was
drive
like
home
this.
with that shit. Like,
It
This is
stayed
like
all on
when
her
you're like this,
mustache.
when you're like this,
oh nah.
and then I
that's
was
nasty.
like, ugh. I kid you not. After he got in his car, I was like, just rubbing it off,
Not,
and then I
not for
put
nothing.
chapstick on.
That's happened to me with a cigarette smoker.
Ugh.
Exactly, and that's exactly why I cut him off.
Right on your lips.
Cigarettes is
I
disgusting.
swear, I just never text back after that. I
You
was
like
this is
you have
gross.
to be a really unregulated adult to be into cigarettes.
I mean, I get the addiction.
Yes, because your nervous system is
It's hard. It's hard to
dysregulated.
kick that shit too.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Like,
it's
really
an
hard to kick
addiction.
that. Yeah, I know.
It's self-soothing. We're using
I
it
know,
as
it's hard to kick.
as to soothe.
I was an unregulated adult for a while. That shit's hard to kick.
You used to smoke cigarettes?
Yeah.
Ew, when?
Years ago.
Huh? Not when we
All
were
right,
hanging
I
out.
went through.
No, not- I
I went
wouldn't
through
smoke.
a phase where I smoked Lucy's for like 2 months, and then I said, "This is fucking disgusting." And Black and Mild, so
But
ghetto.
at least Black and Mild smell good.
You know, I would only
Some
smoke
of
when I
them.
drank and at work.
You smoked? Who
Wait,
are
for-
you?
Why are you
Yeah.
looking at me with disgust?
Because who are you?
Get
I don't
out of my
even
house.
know you. I can't even picture you with a cigarette in your mouth. Only a dick. People didn't hear that.
Cancel that.
Delete.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, your
story.
turn. Your story. I know you got
okay.
plenty of them.
Well, so funny enough, I've never really had like a bad date per se, but I do remember this guy had picked me up, and he had no AC in his fucking car, and it was midsummer. Like,
You remember what type of car it was?
it was a Subaru. It was a fucking Subaru.
It was a Subaru.
And I had a dress on. Obviously, it was summer, and
And it makes you sweat even
this
more.
man had leather seats,
You had underwear on?
and yeah, thank God, because
Something had to catch that sweat.
right, and thank God, my dress was cotton too, like because
God.
cotton really could like absorb
Absorb.
sweat. And my dress was black. God knew what he
Oh
was doing.
my
God
God!
knew what he
You
was
were
doing when I
saved
picked that day.
Imagine
I
you
mean,
wore
that
a
dress.
gray cotton dress.
Bro, done. I would have been like.
Fucking sweat marks all over the
all
place.
over.
So when we finally got to the fucking restaurant,
Were the windows down? The whole
yeah,
way?
oh hell yeah.
Listen, I'm just asking. Maybe his
Hell
window was
yeah, the
broken.
windows were fucking
Make the
down.
fucking
All
date even
four of
worse.
them.
Do you think he
Shit.
was embarrassed?
He apologized, and I'm, you know me. I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. Blah blah blah.
I'm okay. Meanwhile,
He was like,
sweating. Thank God I'm not like I
her
didn't.
asshole.
I didn't really have probably much makeup on.
That shit drippy.
Oh my god.
you know when like you're dripping
Yeah.
sweat, you try to blow it off.
Like the Colin Peel thing where the guy's sitting there and the fucking all the sweat's coming down his face. That was Nemo's butthole.
But that was probably like the worst experience that I've had because you want to like look good on your first date, and I feel like I was kind of a little, disheveled. So
Were the back of your knees sweating?
everything was
Everything was sweating. It's a
everything
hot
was
ass
sweating.
Subaru.
I had to walk like I had a waddle, but still kind of cute.
He was
Just
like,
so I
"Yo,
could
this bitch pregnant?"
Just so I could air my fucking thighs out, like.
Oh man, that sucks.
And then when you don't have a thigh gap,
that
that
sucks.
sucks even worse.
Yeah.
You put chapstick in between your thighs afterwards.
Well, back then I didn't. My thighs didn't touch back then. Now.
Oh, you had a thigh gap?
Yeah, I was.
That's
I was,
crazy.
I was.
It doesn't matter
enough.
how skinny I was. I've never had a thigh gap.
Oh well, I was blessed at one point in my life. Now these motherfuckers probably shave. Unfortunately.
I went on a couple horrible dates.
What was your? Oh yeah, what was yours?
I think my worst one was with that one girl, Priscilla. Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Damn, you dropping names.
I really don't give a fuck.
Priscilla's
So we met. So
R-I-S, say that. Imagine.
Her Instagram handle
yeah,
is.
her Instagram handle's that.
Here's her picture.
Nah, we were just talking on Instagram and it was mad cool. Like how those people that you kick it off on like text or something with, but then when you meet them in person, it's like a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
the vibe is different.
So we were just talking, whatever. Back to the paying for the thing. That was her idea. She was like, "Oh, what are you doing tonight?" So I was like, "Oh, I'm not doing shit, whatever." She's like, "Oh, come, you should pick me up so we could go get something to eat." So I was like, "All right, cool." I pick her up. We go to what's that fucking Mexican restaurant on one?
Jose Tejas.
No,
Margaritas.
no,
On the border.
On the Border. So we go to On the Border. We go to On the Border, right? The whole ride there, she's like on her phone. She's taking selfies. We're not really talking much.
She's taking. Oh, you told me about this.
Yeah,
bitch.
so we get there.
Oh my God, you told me right after.
We get there. She's taking selfies, blah, 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 this and that. We get to the restaurant. We order our drinks. I'm talking to her. You could just see this woman was not interested in me at all. Like,
Oh, wow.
whatsoever.
She was
like,
here for the food.
She
was
wanted a
hungry.
free meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was one of them. I'm
She
hungry.
was
Let
hungry.
me hit one of these niggas that be in my DMs up so I can go get
see
a
if
free
you
meal.
get. I'm gonna get dinner tonight.
Wrong one. Cause the moment I noticed what was going on, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have my drink. She ordered her food. I was like, I'll be back. I go to the bathroom. I got in my car and got the fuck out of there.
Wait, didn't you drive her there?
Yeah.
Juan, she don't have money to eat. She don't got money to get home.
Nah, you should never did that.
I mean that is wrong.
You should have never did.
on her part.
Your entire purpose of that was I'm gonna go get a free meal at this
Yeah.
nigga. Now you need to pay for the food and get your own ride home.
She didn't even
Fuck outta
have the
here.
audacity to pretend.
Like to pretend.
that's
Like you could have
crazy.
faked it.
Right.
That's crazy.
Like you could have been like, also tell
Was
me.
she good look? Like how
No, she
on a
was
scale of
good
1 to
looking.
10?
She was good looking.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Like 8. Yeah, y'all making me sound mad shallow right now, putting women's looks on a fucking scale.
No. My thinking is like how attractive did she think she was
That she could act like that.
That she could act like that to
But
another
that
human
shouldn't
being.
fucking matter,
How
though.
fat was
No,
her
but
ass?
some-
No, how much of a pendejo does she think I was that I was gonna sit there and just let her rock?
But that's
nah, I
because
bounced.
she's met.
No, she thought of you down here and she was up here.
Yeah, well, she was out here waiting for an Uber by herself. Fuck out of here. That was probably my word.
Did she ever hit you up?
Oh no, she was texting me. She was like, "Oh, where are you?" And I was like,
Yo.
"I left." And that's it. I didn't respond after that.
Did you read what she said after that?
No, I didn't care. I told you this.
I wish I had that that amount of not caring because I'm so nosy.
You know
that
what it was,
Even
Jojo?
though I don't want to respond to her, I would still want to know what the fuck she's saying.
You know what? You know what it was? It was already at the point of, like I said, like I was doing the nice dinners and the wine and dine, and nothing was working. So I was like, all right, let me just try like the regular restaurants.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I think you texted me asking me if you were wrong for doing that.
Yeah, I did.
I remember
And
that.
you were like, I mean, that's kind of like an asshole thing to do, but I get it.
yeah.
And I was like, well, I guess I'm an asshole, cause, that's when I told you, like, yo, I'm done with this. Like, I'm tired
Yeah.
of being like nice and blah blah
that
blah.
you weren't taking
And-
bitches out on dates no more.
Yeah, and you were like, no, don't be like that. You
Oh
have
my
a good heart. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I know. I was like, you're such a good person. You're gonna find the love of your life.
And I did.
And then
thank
boom,
God.
I was right.
You're so stupid. You're so stupid. What about like a situation like that where like so for an example, when I first asked Jasmine on a date, I asked her if I could go pick her up. Like, let me go pick you up. What time do you want me to pick you up? And she was like, no, don't worry about it. Send me the address. I'll meet you there. Which obviously.
She wanted to be able to leave when she wanted.
No, absolutely, which is understandable. Not only that, she didn't know me. Like,
Yeah.
She didn't really know me like that. Like, we talked a little bit
And knowing her
online.
now, she's like, I ain't trying to get fucking chopped up into little pieces.
Exactly. So how do you feel about that? Like the woman picking men up? Like if you...
I've done that once.
Yeah.
I actually picked him up for 2 dates, and it is what it is. I mean, he paid for everything for our dates. I just had to drive because he was unable to.
I don't mind it. Like,
Did you have AC?
I did because I'm fucking mindful.
Oh man.
I don't-
Then
yeah, I
his
don't
balls
mind.
would have been stuck to his thighs.
I don't mind driving, especially if it's in like New York. Like,
Fuck New York. I
Chris,
can't. I hate
Chris
driving in
hates
New York,
driving
bro.
New York, but I feel like I get like this rush because I
You
like
drive
it.
like a dickhead.
Juan, so do you.
She ran into her garage door.
I
First-
have this
no, I did
fear of
not.
hitting like
I
an
did
actual
not.
person. So, and in New York, people are too ballsy. They be
Oh no, I
jumping in the
drive
street.
like a. I know. I
You
drive
drive like a dickhead when you shouldn't in New Jersey. I drive like a dickhead in New Jersey
first
because
of
you
all-
have to
first of all-
survive.
First of all, in New Jersey, you have to drive how I drive. Everyone else don't know how to drive.
Oh, okay. That's what it is.
All right, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I know how to drive.
So do I.
The left lane is for 100 miles an hour. Stay the fuck off the left lane.
If you're not doing 85 or above in the left lane, you should get the fuck out of it.
You should. You should get the fuck. Yo,
out of the left
I
lane.
hate.
At minimum 80.
Yo,
Like,
I
you
Minimum.
have to be breaking
Minimum.
the law to be in the lane. Like that's why it's called
Like you're willing. You're
Wait,
break the
wait.
law.
I love how you're trying to make left lane sound like broken law left lane. She said you gotta go on the law. I looked at her like, yo, she having a stroke?
she got stuck.
She got stuck.
I didn't know you could stutter on L's.
Le, 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 le. Oh
Listen, with
man.
me, anything is possible, baby.
Yeah, that's the left lane is for going fast. Like I hate when you're driving down the highway and somebody cuts you off only to go at the
To go
same
slower?
speed.
Yo.
No, to go at the same fucking speed as the car that they were
Not
behind.
even that.
I can't
if
stand that
you see me
either.
flying, why would you throw yourself in front of me?
thinking that you can make it.
Yo, you gotta.
And then not floor it. Like,
you
bro,
gotta get a
we
dash
can
cam.
die here.
I've done it, but I floored it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I floored it where they didn't have to slow down for me.
You
Right.
gotta get a dash cam because these, especially with these insurance
Yeah.
fraud
See that
motherfuckers.
video?
Yeah, I've
seen it. I think it was maybe the Bronx. The lady cut in front of the lady.
Slam on
and
the brakes.
Backed into
Yeah.
No, she backed into her.
So what they did was they switched seats because they had something covering the back
Yeah, they
seat.
had a garbage bag.
They had something covering the back seat, and when they hit reverse, it fell down. But they did that because the guy was driving and the girl was in the passenger seat, and they had switched,
Yep.
thinking to themselves like, people won't think that a female will do some crazy shit like this,
Yeah.
but they'll think that a male would do some crazy shit, and they wound up fucking getting caught. Like I feel like you need a huge
Thank
fine
God
for
that lady had a dash cam.
Yeah, and she was talking on the phone with her husband.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
That
you
was
need a
the
dash
crazy
cam.
part.
You definitely need a
Mia
dash
has
cam.
a dash cam in her car.
No, good. That's good because
Yeah.
that all those, I'd be sick,
People
bro.
are like,
Imagine that you're at a stop sign and some body just runs up to your car and throws himself on top of it.
Yeah, it's happened. Not to me, but
Just throws himself on top of your car and another lane there. Oh my
that's
god,
wild.
the AC's off.
So I have a question.
What's up?
okay.
Because this varies from person to person. How do you feel about a couple and how they should split finances?
Who wants to go first? Because you took the same breath, air that I
mean-
did, Juan.
Well, for me, I feel like society will want you to be like, oh, the man should be taking care of everything, blah blah. But we gotta
that's
be realistic.
unrealistic.
But we gotta be realistic, right?
Yeah.
If you're not making a certain amount of money, you're just not gonna be able to take care of everything. Or if you do want to take care of everything, then your lifestyle is gonna have to be downgraded.
Yeah.
Right. So if you want to live in this neighborhood and live this type of lifestyle, you need this amount of income. If the man isn't making an income like that by himself, then obviously the woman or male, because obviously it is what it is, but whoever your spouse is, has to do the rest of it. Now, 50-50 is one of those situations where if I'm making 100,000, my wife makes 100,000, you probably can go 50-50.
Yeah.
And even then, maybe it should be a little bit more towards the person
The
who
man.
doesn't have the hair, the nails, the man.
But you know, some men don't take that into consideration
No, I know they don't.
because they feel like, well, that's something that you want to do.
Or even then, if you're gonna do that, then you could at least, like, I offered to pay for Jasmine's nails, her hair from time to time. Like, I can't do it all the time,
Yeah.
but when I can, I do. That's just, for me, that's just the right thing to do. But like, if you can't do 50-50, listen, even like in a relationship period, sometimes one person's gonna be at 80% and the other person's gonna be at 20, mentally, emotionally, whatever. It's
Right.
not always 50-50.
No, it's not.
You got to be able to deal with the
The
fluctuation. Absolutely.
And even sometimes somebody might lose their job.
Thank you.
And then what? You're
So-
just gonna leave that person?
So, and that's the thing. So when a woman says, I will never do 50-50, or I'd rather die before I do 50-50.
Why you quoting me, dog?
You said
Why you
this?
quoting me?
So when Mima says,
Specifically.
specifically, because I wasn't gonna out you, but you outed yourself. So when Mima, the girl to my left,
say it like she
says,
said it,
no,
though,
she-
because she said it
I
hard.
hate bitches that say.
no, I did not say I hate
I'd
bitches that
rather,
say
people
that.
was like, I'd rather die.
Well, no, because here's the thing, right? In a
God
situ-
strike me dead now.
Right now.
Because in a situation like that, like, what if your man got sick and he couldn't
you had
do?
to pick up the
Listen.
weight.
No, you had to do 100
Yeah.
0 now.
Yeah,
For like
things-
3 or 4 months.
I think that obviously, like, things are situational. You know, obviously, if my man can't work or he got sick or whatever the case is, then
I'm leaving
one,
him.
he should have had a plan in place because we should.
Mima's
No.
not carrying this
No.
family forever.
Yo, she
basically.
said, I am not fucking doing it.
No, man or woman, you should always think, God forbid.
You better
if
go pawn that real diamond.
If I can't move my arms or my legs, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, you know, there's life insurance policies. There's
Nigga, life insurance policy is for
There's-
death.
well,
If you
there-
can't-
there-
you
they
gonna kill-
also
she gonna
there's
kill that
also
nigga.
like Aflac, which covers like accidental
Yeah,
medical
it's a
issues.
second-
We're not
Secondary
sponsoring
insurance.
nobody. Fuck all that. No names.
But I personally feel like especially if the man is making more, I'm not going 50-50. I will go 60-40.
That's understandable.
I will go 70-30.
Yeah, well, that's also another
For me,
aspect.
the man just has to do more.
Depending on who makes
Sorry,
more
not
money.
sorry.
But then at home, you got to pick up the slack too.
Who?
You got to suck that dick more. You got
Oh no! This is
at
no.
home.
Keep going, because this is where it gets interesting, right?
At
No,
home.
because
This is-
there's men that think like that.
No. There's. Oh, hold on.
No,
though.
I'm
There's
saying-
also
all right.
women that think like that. They think that.
They gotta suck more dick.
No, not it. No, hold on. They think that.
Like-
Oh, as long as I suck his dick, he should have to do everything else. And it's like, bro, niggas don't just want their dick sucked.
Right.
They also want their booty played with.
No, no. I'm saying no. Seriously, right? All jokes aside.
Okay, yeah, all jokes
Like,
aside.
yes, we want our dick sucked.
Yeah.
But we also like the emotional part of relationships. Some men aren't willing to talk about because I guess it makes them feel weak. But we don't wanna. We want peace. Like, we want to come home.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to come home, unwind, and then sit down at the kitchen table and talk to my wife about how our day was, or
Yeah, life.
what did you go through today. You know what I'm saying? Like, all those.
Well, that's because you are the type of man that craves connection past the material world.
No, but it's not just me, right? I'm saying it's taboo for like, I guess a lot of men feel like, because it gets thrown back in our faces too. When men are too vulnerable, we get it like thrown back in our face.
Yeah,
like,
you know what kind of women do that? Women that are not healed.
Yeah.
Because I'm fucking tired.
there's a lot of unhealed women in this
Yeah,
world.
just like there's a lot of unhealed men.
people, period.
Men in general. I mean, people in general unhealed. But to me, I feel like if you're throwing in someone's face their vulnerability and them trying to connect with you and them being
That's some
their
asshole
authentic
shit.
self,
Yeah.
you need to look inside yourself and dig a little deeper because you need some fucking healing.
Yeah.
If you think that that person being authentically themselves is a problem and it makes them less of a man because he's telling you his fucking feelings, you have issues. That's why that whole thing. Oh, women like the bad boys.
Yeah.
Why do we do that in our when we're teenagers and in our early 20s? Because we're not in a healed space. We're just going with the motions of life. And then
Yeah.
once you become a little older, you're like, fuck that. I don't want that bad boy bullshit.
Right,
Like
I want the nice guy.
I want the nice guy. And that whole like, oh, nice guys finish last.
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Well, I always let her finish
I
first.
hate when
so that's
people
true.
say that because I'm like, what? No, nice guys are winning. For
Yes,
the
we
real
are.
woman that
For real women.
For real women.
For real women.
Yo, what the fuck is going on
But I
today?
also feel like with the 50-50 shit, well, just how you split up the finances in general, like there's also like the society's like gender roles. The women are expected to clean, cook, take care of the children. They're the ones that are expected to leave work if their child is
Yep.
sick.
Those are the invisible loads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even the mental loads and the facial
They-
loads. that everyone expects us to have. No, but like these are like that's one thing that I don't want to be the default parent. Women always become the default
Yeah.
parent. Like you said, oh, she's the one that's expected to leave work early. She is the one that's expected to take them to the doctor's appointment and to keep up with the shots and all that stuff. Like that is also mentally exhausting for women. And then on top of that, we also have to have a full-time job.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you going to work and making money, yeah, that's fine. Like you're going to work and making money, but you don't have to think about everything else. Like I don't mind cooking. I like when you tell me what you want me to make.
But that's not always true though, because it wasn't like that for me.
Well, no, you're a different case. You had full custody. You have a full custody of Jill. Not anymore, baby. He's 18.
No fact. I got a grown
I
ass
was
man in the
literally
house.
driving home like I can't believe he's 18.
I can't believe it
like,
either.
18.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I want to cry,
Insane.
and he's not my son. And
Oh, I cried a couple times the past 2 weeks watching them videos.
Yeah, I was about to say, especially watching the videos.
Yeah, the
'cause-
one video that got me right away was when he was doing the push-ups and he goes, "Daddy, look, bro!" Literally just tears. Jasmine goes, "Aw," because we were talking about this before. She said she went to pick Mason up from school, and one of the kids came out. He goes, "Daddy, I'm over here." And she looked around because she's like, "Wait, this is middle school. They're still saying daddy." And she asked me, she goes, when was the last time that, like, Mason's just been saying dad forever because it's, you already know, Mason's been 7 going on 21.
Yeah, Mason's
so he's just
older.
dad for years now. But Gio, it was like until he was like 9, right? And or even like the like laying down on the couch watching TV, or even as funny as like as recent as like 2 years ago, I wanted to go play ball with him and his friends, and like I could tell that he's like, why do you want to go play ball with my friends? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 16. Like, why do you want to
Yeah.
go hang out with my friends? And it's just it's weird. It's like such like a.
No one prepares you for that transition.
They don't, yo.
No
They
one.
don't. And a
No
lot
one
of
does.
and it's crazy because obviously I've been with this kid since he was born. So, like, the path of
I'm so proud of you.
watching him
Yeah.
take his first
Yeah.
steps to like teaching him how to drive to it's just this transition is crazy.
Present,
And you know what's crazy
intentional
about that?
dads matter.
You know what made me sad too about that, right? Is for some reason like watching him get older made me realize how like time just compresses itself like the older you get, because now he's 18 and I'm like, damn, I'm older now, like his time is ticking up, my time is ticking down, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it's a weird concept. It's a weird concept. Like if you sit in it and think about it for too long, it'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
But
That's why we shouldn't think about it. And besides,
no, I don't.
And then
It's just that-
besides,
it was just
time-
at that moment, like
time
watching
isn't
those videos, watching the videos of him like learning how to ride a bike to the
Yeah.
video of me
Yeah.
teaching him how to parallel park. It almost felt like it was like weeks apart. Like it didn't feel as long ago as it did. And then
No.
you sit back and you're like, holy shit, 18 years just flew by like that.
Yeah.
Like that shit is crazy.
Well, that's why, you
I'm
know-
glad I had him young, to be honest with you.
Me too.
'cause
Yeah, I've been feeling like it was really rough, but I got it out the way and we survived.
Yeah, by mistake. Got it out the way by mistake.
Oh yeah. you know.
Or didn't get it out the way. That shit got all the way in.
No
But-
pullouts here, baby.
I have a theory. I want to see if you girls believe this theory. You girls haven't heard of the taxi cab theory? That men will
Elaborate.
settle down with the next woman when they're ready. Like men will
Yeah.
like marry.
Yes, I
I
saw a video of
100%
that
agree.
last week about a girl talking about that she was it's almost like she fixes the guy and then they wound up not
Like Good
working
Luck
out.
Chuck?
Yeah, and then they wound up not working out and then he gets with the next one and then within less than a year they're engaged and fucking married. And then a year after that have a kid, but then with you he wasn't ready the whole
Well,
time.
you weren't the one.
Until he hits you up and he's like, "You're the one that got away."
Well, that I mean, I'm never hitting nobody. I'm talking about you, the one that got away. But I don't believe that. I mean, for personal experience, that because I was ready to settle down and I didn't marry the next woman that I met. Like that's not how that went down.
No,
It took
you didn't do that taxi cab theory.
No, that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
so I don't believe that that's what happened.
I feel like some men do that.
I don't think
some
that's
men that
the only
that don't know
thing
how to
that
be by
happens,
themselves.
but I definitely think there's a handful of cases where, yeah, when the woman that they were probably in love with, they were probably not ready to marry, and then when they were ready to marry, the woman that they were with, they were like, you know what, this is gonna be it then.
Well, that's to the thing of men marry who they want, women marry who they can.
Yeah, that's technically true.
If you were to get to propose to, like, let's say at a Knicks game in front of like now you're in front of millions of
Embarrassing.
people.
no, wait,
hold
no,
on,
you're
though.
not.
But
You're not gonna say no.
Are you gonna say no? Like, let's say you genuinely don't want to say yes. Do you
I'm
say
gonna
yes there
yeah.
just to make him not see? That's
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say yes, and then before we leave the arena, I'm gonna be like, I'm sorry, I just did that because I didn't want to embarrass
You know what you should do? You know when our parents used to be like didn't want to beat us in front of people, and then we're like, "Esperata que
Yeah,
llegue a
yeah,
la casa."
wait till
You
I get
whisper it
home.
and like, "I don't want to marry you, but I just said yes."
Yeah, but you don't want his face when he gets up.
yeah,
like,
that reaction. You're not gonna hide.
No,
that.
no,
You're
no,
not gonna
no.
hide that
After the
face.
fact,
Oh,
after the
after the
camera's
fact,
no
yeah,
longer
yeah.
on you.
That camera's gonna be on you for a while.
Yeah, I mean,
How do you
you'd say-
do you want a big proposal?
No. I mean,
I
no.
want something thoughtful. I don't want anything big.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it just being just us two.
Like something thoughtful that you know I would like, not like some shit
Our
that
engagement
that I'm
pictures.
not even into.
I mean, yeah, engagement pictures in the moment or plans after.
They're
Like
You could do
planned.
it however you want. honestly.
either or, but I
'Cause
feel like most of them are
the-
planned.
I feel like the authentic emotion would probably be like the best. But then the man has to be extra thoughtful and, get that
Get a
shit
photographer
planned.
and everything
Yeah.
else.
But you know what? Like society is so stuck on, oh my God, I gotta make sure my nails look perfect and my outfit is perfect and the environment is perfect. That's not living in the moment.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'm not. So
That's
for
why if you stay ready, you don't got to get ready.
always have your nails done.
that's right. Your nails done? Yes, they are. Look at that. Jason started getting ready. I got cameras. Humanity Go comes out the door right now.
Oh my God. I'd be like, yes.
Yo. Yeah, but big proposals. Sometimes I feel like the woman's just pressured into saying yes just to not make her man look stupid.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like. To me, it's like if you didn't talk about it, if you didn't have like
Honestly,
this conversation
but
beforehand.
think about it. If she turns you down, you might just feel like maybe there's no moving forward after that.
No, so that's
Would you stay with that person?
Right.
As a
I
man,
mean-
would you stay with her if she said no?
well. If we had conversations, right? Like before I proposed to Jasmine, like I kind of threw it out there, like I would eventually want to marry you, blah, blah blah. Like I knew we had these conversations, so I knew she would say yes.
Yeah.
I asked for her hand in marriage. I asked her dad for permission, or his blessing, and beforehand. And when I did that, it was just me, her best friend, and her best friend's boyfriend, right? So it was just us. It was during COVID, and the restaurant was empty. It was windy as fuck.
Yeah.
Yo, our
Oh my
our
God.
engagement video is the worst.
I still have it
engagement
saved
video.
on my phone because it was.
It's the worst
it's still
engagement
cute, though.
video.
It's your
the
moment.
wind was so
Yeah.
much, and it was so cold out.
And you guys
Bro,
were in Jersey City, right?
Yeah, but it dropped 20
I know.
degrees.
That's why,
First of
because you
all,
were right by the water.
All you hear is the wind, like.
Yeah, all you
and then
hear is the
Jasmine,
wind.
I know you fucking lying.
Yeah.
I love her.
So I went to get down on one knee, and I was trying to talk to her and like let her know like, oh, this is how I feel. My lips were numb. I'm like,
And they're already dark. They were probably purple.
bro, they was purple. I was like, so I just got down. The reaction was great. Like the picture where she's like covering her mouth, like you could
Yeah,
see,
yeah,
like
yeah.
you said,
Yeah.
like that natural reaction is dope.
It's
the
a beautiful
picture's a
thing.
little blurry,
Yeah.
but it was if she would have said no, that's hard.
At
come
least
back.
it wasn't in front of a whole bunch of people.
One, it wasn't in front of a bunch
Yeah.
of people. It was just her best friend and her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's like more intimate. But it's one of those things where it's like you're gonna have to have that conversation as to why not. Because we reached the point of when we had this conversation, you made it seem like you would say yes.
Yeah.
So what presented the no? Like what made you say
Yeah,
no?
that would have to be
Yeah.
definitely a
That
You know what I'm
Also,
saying? But
you
and then
don't
from
you
there,
don't just sweep it under the rug and just keep it moving.
No, and from
have
there
to
you
have a
just work out. You
conversation.
just work that out. Like
Yeah.
it's like, but I'm saying it's harder to do that. Like these guys that propose on like during a Yankee game
Yeah.
or in the middle of a half court at a basketball game, and the girl says, yes. But then everybody, like people in the comments know them, like, oh my God, she wasn't ready for this, blah, blah. And it's like, or some of them just say no. And to me, I respect you more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I mean, the truth hurts.
Like, no, you should have thought about this, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, why if you wasn't
But
100% sure about this, why you over there?
Some people think that a ring is a solution.
It's not.
And they think that even
And
if
neither
you
is a
have it
baby, by the
fixed
way.
up- right.
Neither are babies. Babies actually make it worse.
They think that a woman, which
There's a lot
some
of-
women do. Some
What?
women just love the idea of a wedding and marriage and
Yes.
and the concept. But
a lot of women do, but no one takes into the consideration of having the American dream of the household with the white picket fence and children. You don't take into consideration all the things that come along with having children, especially nowadays. Like
Yeah.
you might not be able to continue your career for a little
Yeah.
while if you decide that you want to have a child, and you have to be okay with these
Yeah.
decisions.
But even with the even women who don't want to have kids, just the people that are like, you know what, I want to get married because one, I think it's time, like age wise,
Because
or
society
they've
fucking
just fallen in
brainwashes
love
us.
with the idea of having like a nice wedding, and they're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go
Because
through with
we
it.
get brainwashed into thinking what these certain expectations of us as humans are, and there's no expectations that are realistic.
It's this
There's no-
timeline.
it's the time.
Having a baby definitely won't fix it.
No, it makes
sure.
it worse
It
because
makes it worse.
if you're a dysregulated adult, hearing a child cry and you not knowing how to regulate your own body and your own self, and then your wife not knowing how to regulate herself, and then that baby obviously being a baby.
It's not just that. Is that
No,
having-
that's a big
having-
portion of it.
Having a child, one, changes a woman's body, her hormones, her
Mindset.
everything. Everything. It does.
Everything. It's not about you
way
anymore.
harder on the woman.
Of course.
As a man, I will 100%.
We don't come
admit
back from that for years.
That it's 100% hard on the woman. I've had this conversation with Jasmine where I told her, "Is like you carry the baby, I have to go back to work. You're now staying home with a baby." Like, yeah, you stay home with your wife for as long as you can. Obviously, the fucking way the
That the
system is
US
built,
has
it's
it.
ridiculous.
It's so stupid.
But it's 100 times harder on the woman. So now, if you're in a relationship where you're already both having problems and you think, oh, having a baby's gonna fix this shit, absolutely not.
It's not
Now
gonna
the
help.
baby's crying at night, you gotta get up, but the other person
He's
can't.
irritated.
Nah,
You're
bro.
irritated. It's, no,
One
that's what I'm saying.
being,
Two dysregulated adults having a baby.
There's a lot of
is
shit
is
that
a
people
mess.
don't talk about when it comes to like having kids and stuff like that. Everybody want to talk about all the
good
it's a
shit.
blessing and blah. It is a
Yeah,
blessing.
it's a blessing,
But how about
yes.
you tell the new couple that you
This-
guys have only been together a year?
this
Maybe
is make
having
it or
a
break
baby
it
right
right
now
now.
isn't a good fucking idea.
When they get married, I feel like everyone's just rushing to have a child. How about you just be married for like 5, 6
And get to
years,
know each other.
Get to
Right.
know each other. Like live your life a little bit, and then go ahead and fucking have a child. And then you guys wonder why you don't have a life.
Yeah.
Because you literally went in, you got married, and then boom, had a fucking child.
Right.
That's
You're not gonna be able to
it's-
do anything.
It's an unrealistic expectation.
Unless you're loaded. If you
Yeah.
are a rich person,
If you're rich, then yes.
if
you
you're
can do it.
wealthy and you have enough money to just do whatever the fuck you want, then maybe. And then at that point, it's not even you raising your kid, it's the nanny.
Yeah.
Right.
But then you know what? Even with that, like even some people that can afford to be a stay-at-home mom, even some of those women aren't happy with being a stay-at-home mom. It's like some people have this unrealistic expectation where they want to do it all. They want to be with their children, but they also want to work.
I always say, unfortunately, women can't have it all. We have to
We
sacrifice
can't.
a little bit of something.
But you have to come to terms with that
Yeah.
as a person and as a mother. Once you become a mother, you have got to realize I can't go out there and fucking work like regular. I have to raise this child
Yeah.
for a little bit. Like you have to be okay with that. And I think people just get fucking pregnant and have the baby
Yeah.
and don't think about that. Like
And that's why I feel like one, being a single mom now, when it comes to like dating culture, like I just always keep it in mind, like how this person acts and if you can even see them being a parent. And I
Yeah.
even tell Jason now, like a baby adds so much stress,
So much.
and so much strain on a relationship. One, the lack of sleep, you're not yourself with that. You are not yourself with the lack of sleep. And, some relationships, yeah, it's over before the baby even turns 1.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I see that a lot.
That's hard. It sucks because obviously some people just want to have kids, and
Yeah.
I like to people like that. Go ahead, do what you want. Obviously, for me, I've always tell people like you do what you want.
Yeah. At the end of the day, everybody's going to do
Exactly, but it doesn't save a relationship.
Nope.
Absolutely not.
yeah. Shit, if anything, it keeps you tied in a relationship you may not want to
Well, now
be
you're gonna
in
be
for
connected.
18
I was
years.
about to say you'll be connected to that person.
Now you're fucked.
You're gonna be connected to that person.
And not for
Right.
nothing, it
Forever.
also shows you what it's like to be with that person under duress. People
What,
don't.
having the baby?
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to learn that way.
No.
No, right. You shouldn't learn it that way by bringing another human
Right,
being into this
right.
world.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be your first
Get a dog first.
learn of. That shouldn't be the way you learn how that person handles stress.
Yeah.
Get a dog for shut the fuck up.
And then the dog gets kicked and it's like,
right. If
I'm not getting
he's-
pregnant.
Right. If he's treating this dog like
if
shit.
you can't deal with a puppy
Right.
peeing on the fucking floor and you lose your mind because you got to wake
or
up
the
every
puppy
3 hours.
shitting everywhere, because that's what babies do too.
And I know people are gonna be like, oh my God, you can't compare a child and a puppy. Okay, I'm not saying it's not that deep, but when I first got to Lula, I had to learn what her body, how her body processed food, because I was getting up like every 2 to 3 hours, waking up to go take her outside to potty
Yeah.
because I'm trying to figure out the hours and the right time to feed her.
Yeah.
Because we're also not home all day long.
Right.
And it took a couple of weeks for me to finally figure out like, okay, if I feed her at 3:00 every day and at 7:00, she'll poop at this time and we'll be home to let her outside. But if I was feeding her in the morning, she was pooping inside while we were at work. So,
Yeah.
it makes sense. If you have a partner that can't deal with that, how the fuck are you going to deal with a child?
a baby, right? And you could give the dog away. I mean, I hate to say it.
I'm
but,
sorry, but you could get the kid away too.
Yeah, you can, but
You actually can.
they will probably find you.
Oh.
But adding on to dating culture, I feel like, God forbid, if my relationship does not work out, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, dating culture these days is trash.
Yeah.
Like, one, I feel like it's mostly online dating now.
Well, because everyone's so busy fucking working.
That's also very true. But like, people are also more, well, I'm not gonna say more introverted. I guess
People are introverted.
yeah, but I mean, I'm not gonna speak for everybody. Like, there's obviously people who are more than comfortable approaching a woman at a bar,
Yeah.
But
I did that when I was single. Like I would go. It was actually you know what it is. It's just easier to interact with somebody over a screen. It really is.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like it's
because
like
you get
would
to pretend.
Not even pretend.
No, you don't have
No,
to
no,
worry
no.
about how you look. And
You don't have to
this
worry
and
about
that.
exactly. Like I could easily wake up and just shoot a DM out.
Yeah, I say pretend because how many times as a woman have you been like, I'm not gonna say sexting, but sexy talking with somebody, and you're like, your hair's in a bun and you're in a robe, and you're like, yeah, I'm wearing some sexy panties right now, Like,
Oh my
and you're
God, yeah,
fucking
like I'm so
lying.
horny right now, and then you're eating
fucking
Cheetos.
lying, like,
And as you're texting, you're just wiping the Cheetos. Like, yes. Juan's like, I was actually beating off for real.
Yeah, facts.
Juan's like, I was really beating off.
I wasn't lying. I wasn't lying.
sorry, ladies, I just gave away one of our secrets.
That's not
Sorry.
a secret. We know this.
Do you
Well,
though?
yeah.
We
Do
know.
you?
Listen, I don't give a fuck.
There's
First of all,
there's memes
It is
about
very
this,
hard
so
to
it's definitely known.
text and do that at the same time.
No,
My hands
right.
are not that
no,
big.
but it doesn't matter.
Right.
The whole point of
I
that
am not
is-
ambidextrous.
The whole point of that is the story behind it, right? It's you're entertaining this.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if you're at work in the office and you're saying, "Oh my God,
I'm doing this. I'm doing
yeah,
this.
I don't get,
yeah.
yeah, like now the visual's there. Thank
Yeah,
you for
yeah.
the
In front
visual.
of my boss. Like,
Yeah.
oh, all right, bitch.
Thank you for the visual. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like
That's
like she
keeping
said,
it spicy.
exactly.
Keeping it
Like
spicy.
who cares if you're not actually
Yeah.
texting with one hand and rubbing your clit with the other? Like who gives a fuck?
You think we use our thumbs? Why did you use your thumbs?
I don't care what. Yeah, Mimo
He's
don't
like,
use shit.
he's like, it's the finger that I use.
He's like, my thumb does
Yo,
the best work.
I hate y'all, bro. I hate y'all. But
alright.
so
What was the question? Oh, that's it.
Well,
There we
I mean, I have another one.
go ahead,
I'm full of topics today.
go. Oh my God, you're
fire
all...
off, baby.
So we're all obviously in LTR, long-term relationships.
Did you just
For
make
my
that up?
old people on
Hold on.
listening to
Did you
this
just make that up?
No, I mean, no. That's how the kids abbreviate long-term relationship online.
Really?
And actually, that's been like that for a long time. because-
WTF?
Stupid.
LOL.
Anyway, my question is,
LOL.
what does it mean to you guys to really be aligned with your partner?
That's deep.
Damn, that's a good one.
I mean, go ahead.
I'll go first. I feel like I don't know, it's deep. You have to have a connection with your partner. Like there has to be a sense of vulnerability. You need to be able to be vulnerable with your partner. And I'm not just talking about like vulnerable, like crying stuff. I'm talking about your childhood, talking about your past relationships, like what?
Because she said like crying and stuff.
Because no, when people say vulnerability, people just
they just
automatically
only think
assume,
crying.
oh my God, crying. No, vulnerability
Right.
comes with everything.
It's
like
sharing,
being able to be
yeah.
embarrassed in front of your partner.
Letting your guard down.
Letting your
period.
guard
Yeah.
down, just like talking about whatever and being authentically yourself. Because
Right.
I feel like if you don't bring authenticity to your relationship, then who are you? If you're not vulnerable, if you can't have any connection with someone and everything is on just surface level,
Yeah.
that is a really hard relationship
And that
to
sounds
navigate.
trash.
That does sound trash.
Surface level is
Surface level,
trash.
and then if that's kind of like what, because it comes with people not wanting to be vulnerable. It comes with people being shame. A lot of people carry shame within themselves and they don't even know it.
Yeah.
And that is connected to, I'm ashamed of myself, or just like of being vulnerable, or I've gotten my heart broken before in the past, or it comes from childhood trauma.
Yeah.
That you're just don't want to be vulnerable and authentic. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I just feel like that's really important in a relationship.
Yeah. I agree.
For me,
Talking about your feelings.
to be aligned with your partner, it has to be one, the chemistry, but
That,
you also
yes.
have to be emotionally compatible, mentally compatible. You have to sometimes even a spiritual, like
Yeah.
if you
So I think
even now, as sad as it is, even fucking politics nowadays are one of the things that have people just going against each other.
I
but
know
Yeah,
families not
crazy.
talking to
Yeah,
each other.
exactly,
Yeah.
but-
Crazy.
That is crazy.
but for you and
if
your,
y'all do that, that's crazy.
but for you and
We're
your,
not judging, but
I'm judging the shit out of you. I don't give a
judging.
fuck.
If you
I'm
cut,
straight
if
up.
judging
you
you in my
cut,
head. I'm sorry, I'm lying.
if you cut your siblings off because you both have different fucking politics,
views? Yeah, nah.
that's bananas
That's
to
crazy.
me.
especially when
That
they're
means
not.
that you weren't a real sibling.
So it has to be like even with aligning to what you said is the vulnerability. All of that comes with emotional connection.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you can't feel comfortable enough being 100% yourself with your partner, that relationship's gonna have its weak points, and those weak points are just gonna grow with time.
Yep.
And then you're gonna realize like things that didn't bother you in the beginning are going to become tremendously bothering later on because you didn't fix them up front. So that alignment is like on a car. I'll put it in those terms. If your alignment is off a little bit, your tires are going to start to wear. And little by little, the tires until one day you have a blowout.
Bars.
Yeah.
Bars.
So yeah, align that for me. That's what it is. Like, you gotta be on the same page.
Yeah.
Some people aren't even on the same fucking book.
Right.
Nope.
To piggyback off of that, I feel like being on the same page is super important. Having all those underlying like morals and like virtues, I guess, because you have to.
Like you can't be an inmate. It's just like, you can't be out here stealing.
No, but like the commitment to keep evolving, like you guys have to be heading in the same way. I feel like to a certain extent.
Relationships should
or
bring
at
about
least-
growth.
or at least-
Relationships should bring about growth.
or
No
at
one
least
should
be
be
willing to
stagnant
grow.
forever.
Right.
Like if you and Jasmine didn't grow, like even though you guys are like up here in your growth level, I feel like relationships are put in place just to continue to
Yeah.
help each other grow. Like even like
Absolutely.
with this project that we have,
I've grown like
she's
20 pounds since I got with Jasmine.
So stupid. She supports you in this, and
Yes.
she's excited about it with
Yeah.
us, and she gives us idea, and she's our manager now.
Yeah.
And she dresses you.
What
Yeah.
the fuck? You got dressed the same way I did, so what the fuck?
Yeah, I walked in and Jasmine's like, "Oh my god, you should see what Juan's wearing," and I was like, "I hate us, because what the fuck?"
Well,
Whatever.
you guys are more matching than anything.
But you're still wearing beige,
yeah.
or khaki.
But there's a lot of people who would say like this is just how I am, and those are not my people. Like,
Yeah.
It's. I think people that are like that, you're always going to run into problems with any relationship that you get in.
This is just the way
You're
I am.
literally saying I refuse to acknowledge that there's anything
refuse
wrong
to
with
grow.
me. Right.
I refuse
And
to grow. I
I'm-
refuse to change.
And I'm what's that word?
Content.
Content. Thank you.
You're
Wow,
welcome.
Wow.
Right here, baby.
I'm content with who I am and what my role is right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
And some people are very complacent in the life that they want to live, and I can't
And
be
then,
there with you.
It just doesn't help that there's so many other distractions that doesn't allow these people to like actually really think to themselves like,
Yeah.
hey, maybe I should fucking change and grow a little bit and
Right.
just think outside the box and just leap
Yeah.
forward, because people are guided by their fear a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
And that's like subconsciously too.
Yeah, like imagine Jasmine would have never fucking, even though you guys matched, but you had a kid. What if she wasn't like, you know what, fuck it.
Well, no, she took a chance. 'cause
I know she took a chance.
Yeah, she didn't want
A
somebody
lot of people
who had
don't want to
kids.
take a chance.
Yeah.
But after talking to me and seeing how fucking awesome I am, she was
Then she was like, yes.
she was
blah,
like
blah, blah.
she was like, yeah, I'm marrying this nigga.
Oh, he's gonna treat me like a princess.
Yes, ma'am.
That's my man. I
Yes,
told
ma'am.
you. I manifested that shit for you.
What the fuck?
I did.
I knew Juan was gonna find somebody
I told
good,
him
'cause he's a good person.
it's hard. You know what it is?
Appreciate that.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. You started learning what your worth was.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what is
That's what
important.
made the difference.
Yes, because
No,
you
that's-
started
I
saying,
remember.
I'm done dealing with bitches that are on some bullshit. Like I'm
Yeah.
done
Yeah.
because you knew your worth. You started loving
You know
yourself.
what you bring to the
You
table,
started
which I
going
hate
to
saying that,
therapy.
but-
You started going to therapy and you started healing.
Yeah, she got a healed king.
She did, and that continues to heal. And I think that's so
looking
important.
for some flowers to give you, but I don't feel like
Because-
reaching over there. But here,
Yeah, no,
here are
here's your flowers.
Here are your flowers.
Thank you,
Here go,
girls.
baby.
Why is this one vibrating? Why'd you give me
I
a
added a
rose?
little something extra in there.
Why'd you give me a
guys.
rose?
Because it's a rose.
I added a little something extra.
Mima never leaves the house without it.
All right. So,
They don't sponsor me, so bleep bleep bleep. bleep.
yeah. Facts. Well, thank you guys for watching. Having said this, so please like and subscribe.
Please like and subscribe.
Hit the likes and subscribe.
You can follow
tell
us.
And
your
Mima will
friend to
show
tell
you a
a
little
friend
something
to tell a
something the next
friend.
episode.
To tell her sister, to tell her bestie.
We're on Instagram and TikTok as Solely for Laughs. You can also follow us on
We're
there.
on TikTok?
Yeah.
Oh shit! It's
can
about
also-
to be banned next week.
Well, follow us before it gets banned.
Follow us before it gets banned.
And help us get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That is one of our goals.
And then Juan will show you.
And we'll do a giveaway.
We appreciate you guys. Until next time.
Basically, I want you to tell me that everything we done is okay.